Hey, what's good, everyone? Look, Westman here. Look at the squeegee right here. Looking pretty bad, I'm going to say here. A little embarrassing, I must say. It's not post these videos and stuff. Expect a little more of myself. I do take pride in the machine, and seeing something like this, it does disappoint me. But I'm not going to make excuses. It is what it is. I think best cases, you should replace this every 3 to 5 years, just like leaf springs, bearings, lift bushings, things like that. You should be looking at replace these things every 3 to 5 years. So, looking at that, it's looking pretty bad. I replaced this thing a couple times, thinking the old machine. I don't think I've done it in this machine. If I did, it was so long ago. I'm gonna look in the log book, but I don't think I've done it in this machine yet. So, got a new squeegee right here. We're gonna slap that on. There is 19 bolts or nuts we're gonna have to take off. And the video shows these are actually the other way. The bolts going this way with the nut on the other side. We're just gonna leave it how it is right now. Take the nuts off. I did get some new fresh nylon nuts. They're 3/8 16ths nuts. They're a 9/16 nut or on the socket and the wrench there. 19 of them. The bolt is 1.25 on the other side, 1.25. Again, 3/8 16ths on the threads right there. So once we get everything off, I'm gonna have to do a little notching on each side. Make sure we get it nice and tight. It should be good to go on that one. And look at it there, right there. That's looking pretty bad. And don't let your machine go this long without changing a squeegee. I think it is the unsung hero of what's going on here. You do got the blade, you do got the water. That's what most people see. Most people don't see the squeegee right here or the wash water system. And this is a really important factor here. And I'm going to probably see some performance increases because of this, because this is really bad. This is actually really bad. Again, every 3 to 5 years you should replace this. I'm not going to make any excuses why I haven't got this done. I've had this thing for a year now. Should have replaced it almost probably 3 years ago at this point. Got the wrenches here, got the ratchet. I have a pair of scissors to make the notch. I do have a little attachment for the drill right there. So when I break, I'm just going to break everything loose, then go through it and loosen everything, pull everything off real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Again, that's why, this probably should take less than an hour to get this done. And this should have been done years ago. I think when we replaced the lift bushings and leaf springs and things like that, you do that kind of conditioner maintenance, this should be added onto it, hands down. This is actually inexcusable at this point to go this long and have it look this bad. Again, we're probably definitely suffering some performance issues here. So get a tripod set up. We'll get this changed out in no time. I'm going straight to this right here. Let's go ahead and see how this works right here. Ooh, butter. It's on there pretty good, that's for sure. Just kind of grabbing squeegee ends at the same time. Wasn't going to be able to pull this off separately, at least while it's not on there, while I was on there. Take a closer look at that in the back side here. So, see how bad shape that is. Look at that. In a pinch, if this is designed right, you could flip it over. But I've done that with some squeegees. So this one's. In the video, they show putting this on and marking it. So no, I just may just kind of use it as a template and stick it on there and mark it that way. At least on one side, then we'll look at the other side. I'm just gonna make sure everything is lined up. Mark with a pin exactly where I want to cut it, and then cut it. I think I got it. Just right there. Just gonna make sure I cut I'd rather cut it just a little bit too big than a little too small. Let's go see how this thing lines up right here. All right, perfect. I think it's more important to be snug right here than up here, but I'm right there. I'm good. So I'm going to put a nut on here just to kind of hold it on for now. Let's go and stretch it out and go to the other side and do the same thing. I think we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just kind of mark it right there with the pin. Cut it a tiny bit longer, just in case, and go from there. You can see that's where my mark is right there. I'm going to verify it on the machine, but I'm going to need to cut that off right there. And that should go right about there. I think it should be about right. So now I want to cut it on this side right here because I don't want to cut it too short. Same thing with over here. I'm going to cut it just a little tall. You may want to get a little knife to get the last little bit. All right. I got that one lightly on right there. The video says to put little never sees on each of the nuts or bolts right here. I was a little hesitant to do it because I don't want the stuff steeping on the ice. So don't put very much. Just put a little bit on each bolt right here. Yeah, I found a good method. You could churn them and butter them up at the same time. Let me get this last one right here. All right. Just a little bit. I don't think you should put a lot of that stuff on there. Let's go ahead and put the pre-thread these ones. All right, now when we tighten these, we want to make sure that the squeegee right there is at the top of that bracket all the way across. We also don't want to over tighten it and it causes squeegee to kind of fold or bind or pinch anything. So it's going to go through all the way down and kind of hand tighten them. I'm not going to use the drill on this one because I want to feel how tight they are. I'm going to tighten each one just a little bit all the way down and make sure this thing's nice and level all the way down, all the way straight down across. And this one right here, let's look at that. I'm happy with that, so I think you're almost there. Maybe I lied. Maybe I'm going to tighten them just a little bit. Let's go through and hand tighten these things. All right, there she is, looking really good. Really embarrassing to show that kind of squeegee. We're definitely going to get a performance increase out of that. I'm going to go through that. That looks a little high on camera right there through the lens. I don't think that's high as it looks. Let me get my wrench right here. Maybe unloosen just a little bit, but I think we're good to go on this. I don't think it needs to be exact perfect. You just want the squeegee right at the top ridge right there, because you can tell the squeegee right here, this old one, it's kind of somewhat adjustable, so you just make sure it's all at the same level, relative level right there. And again, anything's going to be better in this one right here. So all right, that's how you change the squeegee on the Zamboni right here. Not terribly difficult. Takes less than an hour. If you're not babbling on the camera to someone, you got to do a couple cuts right there. Last thing I brought in was a little knife to cut and to make sure I don't overcut too much. And I did that in a wood block. You didn't really see that right there. So, and throw a comment down there if you've done this before, how many times you've done it, how often do you recommend it. And again, I think every 3 to 5 years tops you should do this. Waiting 7 to 8 years like I did, this is definitely unacceptable. You should do it while you do your conditioner maintenance. This is something that's really easy to do. If it's your job and you don't have a soccer field or anything else to worry about, man, do it. Your ice will appreciate it, your machine will appreciate it, your skaters appreciate it, everyone appreciate it right here. Unsung hero, name it right there, Squeegee. All right, throw some comments down there. Comments always make the channel better. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. As always, hope you learned something. Like the local ice man says, stay cool.